What's up, everybody? Moses here, and today I decided to take a page from the Mathil's handbook and decided to make a cast on crit Cyclone build. So we're going to be using Cyclone, and when it crits, we're going to be casting Blade Vortex and Bladefall. Both are physical spells. And for conversion, we are using physical to lightning that converts 50% of our physical to lightning damage, and then we're using conversion multi-modded gloves for additional 50% converted to 25 to lightning, 25 to cold, with the multi-modded gloves like that. Yeah, pretty solid setup overall. The build is kind of smooth and fun to play, but extremely expensive. I ended up spending about 150 exalts on this, just because I can. We sold that jewel recently for 320x, and yeah, I spent just infinite amount of exalts. The sword is like 20x alone. This amulet is like 10x. The belt was like 15x. The boots were like 8 or 9. The gloves are like 15 just to craft them and all that. So, you know, the helmet a few X over there. This ring was like very expensive also. I believe I paid 15x for this one. The jewels are multiple exalts each, maybe 1x to 2x each. You know, here I got some increased attack speed, resistances, some life and multi. Here I got a Watcher's Eye that gives us +2 critical strike chance while affected by hatred. So 2 critical strike chance, 1.8 is pretty strong. Jewel here with attack speed with swords, global crit multi and life, global crit multi and life, attack speed swords, pretty identical over here, and crit, attack speed swords, attack speed with melee weapons over here. Damage over time is irrelevant, so 3 prop over here. Over here we're using an Unnatural Instinct. We want attack speed, so this time around you don't go through the attack speed, you go through the spell damage, and it still gives you a 6% spell damage. You know, 3, 3, and 3, that's 9, and then 13 total attack speed from the unallocated nodes, and crit multi, 45, and 8% to maximum life. These are irrelevant, the cast speed and the minion block, so kind of irrelevant over there. And Unnatural Instincts allow us to grant all the bonuses of unallocated small passive in a radius, so all the small passives we get over here. So this is when it comes to the jewels. The Ascendancy, we're using Assassin with Path of the Shadow, so we're going to start our tree from here once we have these Ascendancy nodes, and then we'll have all the juicy resistances and life nodes of Scion, as well as access to Unnatural Instincts, which makes Scion just a great caster. Like, just these two, you know, little things, the fact that we have such nice access to these specific nodes makes Scion just so great. As well as being Scion, you know, you get the +1 to critical strike chance, free power charge on crit, and then move speed if you've killed recently, which happens all the time while mapping, which is very important for Cyclone in my opinion. And for the second Ascendancy, I went with Raider, which gives attack damage is irrelevant, because Cyclone does damage, but who cares? It's all about the cast on crit for Bladefall and Blade Vortex. But again, more movement speed, chance to dodge, and then free onslaught and frenzy charges permanently all the time, basically, unless we're using phase run for additional movement speed burst. But basically you're going to be getting these bonuses all the time, especially for bosses. Now I have an onslaught flask right here. I'm planning on changing that. I haven't done this. The character is just level 85, just hit level 85, so very early in the stages I leveled up as Poet's Pen. And I just switched to cast on crit setup very recently and got all the gear. So yeah, the weapon Like I said, you craft, just like we crafted the multi-modded gloves. There's a video about that, just scroll back a little bit, how to multi-mod a pair of gloves. The same idea with these two mods that we want on Shaper, eye level 75 exquisite blade, and we multi-mod that with hits can't be evaded, and then spell damage, non-cast as extra cast damage, which is a hybrid mod, as well as increased critical strike chance. Because it's cast on crit, we want the weapon to have high base critical strike chance. And yeah, if we look over here, we see that just standing still in hideout, no power charges or anything, we got 56%, and it goes up to 80 or something, I'm pretty sure. 82 with the last power charge, but I had to remove it for now. We're going to get into the last power charge. We're going to grab every single power charge, as well as the spell damage per power charge, instability, infused, and then overcharged over here. That's why the tree looks the way it looks like. Outside of that, pretty standard tree, very similar to a lot of my builds, just grabbing all the life, the spell damage, the crit, you know, more life, more crit, power charge here, more crit, more life. I am going to get into Doomcast over here, and all the shadow crit, shadow life, starting area, elemental damage, increased damage, coordination for 12% attack speed is very strong, and then acro phase acro, which is our only defensive layer for this build, as well as leech, and then Heartseeker, crit, jewel socket, more life. That's basically the build for the future. Again, we're going to get into these nodes right here, so that's 4 more levels, and then 1, 2, 3 more levels, so 7 more levels. At level 92 the build is basically finished with overcharge. Level 93 probably going to get into this life node, and then from this point on you can just, you know, fill in more life nodes as you see fit, or get into some more increased damage nodes here and there. This is potentially good with global physical damage and increased crit chance you can get to with the investment of 2 points. That's when it comes for the tree. The gem setup, I have here a standard cast when damage taken with increased duration immortal call for the physical immunity, and we cast Vortex as well to chill enemies around us and to slow them down, to throw a little Vortex on the ground whenever we get hit. We're constantly going to chill stuff because we're critting anyways, and we're going to proc the increased damage against chilled enemies because of 25% of our damage is converted to cold. So there it is, right there. For this ring, I just went with life. I needed exactly 7 all resist, and I kind of wanted a crit ring, so I went with a diamond ring with Warlord's Mark on hit. That's how we leech our life and mana, and this is our only curse mark of the Shaper. Paired with that, I went with high life and you know, high spell damage, blessed it to 25%. For the amulet, crit, multi, life, and then physical is extra lightning damage with an open prefix for area damage and area of effect. You can get that with divine orbs. It's a craft. It's a new craft. The boots, just life, 35 movement speed, which is first time for me, and just a bunch of resists. The enchant is garbage. We want for mapping the attack and cast speed if you've killed recently, and ideally for bossing you want the elemental penetration. But you know, it's kind of a pain to get. Maybe I'll get into labbing until I, you know, farm this. I bought a few twice enchanted prophecies. The belt was crafted with metallic, prismatic, and pristine. So metallic fossils for the lightning damage, prismatic fossils for the increased elemental damage, and the pristine for the life roll. So 3 socket resonators. I didn't craft it. I tried crafting it. I didn't get it, and I ended up buying this one for like 15 exalts or something. It was pretty expensive, but you know, whatever. And then this here I tried to hit with jagged fossils and pristine jagged 2 socket fossil resonators. pristine fossils for life and jagged for the physical damage roll. And I hit this, and it's really, really strong. We got double tier, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 damage rolls, and tier 2 life. So really strong abyssal jewel on a hypnotic eye jewel over here. And that's when it comes to the gear as well. This helmet with Bladefall has an additional volley. With nearby enemies have negative light res with metallic fossils and pristine fossil for the small percent life. And yeah, we hit a pretty nice roll over here. Again, the character is capped resistance wise, but I need my warding, I need my heat, and for normal mapping I don't really need Wise Oak. So I'll pick up this, and we're gonna show you how the build works in a moment. But just for the rest of the links, we got the faster casting, Flame Dash, Arcane Surge, Hatred, because we are physical spells, so Hatred allows us to get physical as extra cold. It gives us a massive damage boost. And phase run, increased duration, Val Righteous Fire, pretty standard 3-link setup over here. As well as Herald of Ice with Ice Bite that helps us generate more consistent frenzy charges while mapping, because the Herald will kill, and then 68% chance to get frenzy, so pretty permanent chances. Alternatively, you could go with maybe Innervate, and then get Blood Rage over here, and then while mapping you can run Blood Rage. I just thought about it. But yeah, I guess it's something you can do, because Innervate and Ice Bite will take the same level of reservation, right? If I used Innervate originally while leveling with Warlord's Mark and Blasphemy, but since I changed to my current setup, yeah. So yeah, I guess for mapping, Innervate will be slightly min-maxing, will be a little bit better, and you'll get Ice Bite replaced with Blood Rage, and then you have to, yeah, you can just use this type of setup and you permanently have Blood Rage, extra attack speed, and Innervate bonus instead of Ice Bite, the way that I'm using it right now. And then over here, originally it was a power charge on crit, but right now, I guess I moved the Innervate into the Orb of Storms. But Orb of Storms is kind of a clunky kind of thing to cast in this type of setup, so I actually don't recommend it, and I may come up with a different 4-link over here. Basically it just has a chain, Calling Strike, and Innervate, and Orb of Storms on its own does actually pretty good damage, and it kills, trash monsters, and allows us to get the Innervate bonus. That's basically it. Just some adrenaline, heat, and warding, staunching, and Serious Promise with, I guess, physical is extra and elemental is extra. A 2015 flask for a build like this would be worth a bit more than just a regular one. Do I have one? Not sure. No, I don't. It's fine. We do have a Wise Oak, yeah, here with 15 ready. So yeah, let's do an armory. It already has this excellence. Now, one thing that's interesting to note on the Ascendancy is that it says here, damage from your critical strikes cannot be reflected. And this is the equivalent to elemental damage, cannot reflect elemental damage. Because we always crit as assassins, and I just run full reflect elemental maps, and I don't even care. Is this happen to be a reflect? No, I wish it was. I could show you how, like, it's just ridiculous. It's kind of funny. Let's try and get a reflect map. 97. Okay, it's a good roll. I'm not gonna roll over it. 88. That's also a pretty good roll. Let's try and get a reflect. 72, no reflect. Anyways, the point is you can't take... That's reflect physical. And we don't deal any physical damage at all, by the way. 85 with Beyond and Nemesis. That's another good roll. I mean, I could just roll well-rolled maps here. I don't mind. 81. There it is. Reflect Elemental. Reduce flash charge is a bit annoying. I usually roll over it, but, you know, for the sake of the video. It's just annoying. There's nothing that, you know, hard to do or anything. It's just not fun when you don't have your flash to press. Let's do Abysses. Maybe we get lucky. We get a Leech. And yeah, so Reflect Elemental damage. And we're 100% Reflect. There's no physical here. See, like, we're dealing, where is it? Bladefall. 39,000. Yeah, so 39,000 DPS. There's cold, fire, lightning, and chaos damage. No physical. No, yeah, only. And as you see, we don't die. So Blade Vortex happens. It's pretty cool. A couple of people just died. Let's do the Syndicate. What's here? There's something here that won't die. Okay, Haku moves to intervention, sure. Rin, intervention. No, I don't want to destroy, I want her to go there. Damn. Rin removed? No. Ooh, leather belt. Ah, no, it's the temple map that made that noise. Okay, cool, poor Joyce. Sweet. So yeah, the playstyle is very smooth, although I kind of don't like Cyclone. I don't know why it's coded the way it's coded, honestly, but it's coded in a pretty annoying way. I'm going to talk about it a second. Basically, you see this pillar right here? When I right click on it, I cannot change course. See, like, my character is locked on the course of my click. And it will continue going where my, you know, where I initially clicked. So you have to make sure when you play Cyclone to keep the cursor at your character's feet. Like, don't go too deep. Don't go too far. Otherwise, you know, you can change course and shit might be hitting you while you're, you know, spinning. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, and I never really got used to it. And I had a pure Cyclone character that I played a long time ago, and I never really got used to it, and I never really liked it. Also, the fact that the character is so quick, except it's not, because Cyclone has 30% less movement speed, which is something I don't really understand. Like, why would they do that? Also, I think I procced another Abyss. So let's try and get there quickly. Yeah, it's still alive. So as you see, this is an experienced grinder. Nothing really stands in the way of this build. It's quite insane. Wait, what? Did I open another Abyss? Okay. Is this Abyss also open? No, there's many Abysses here. So, you see what I mean? It's a pretty insane character, overall, if you like this type of playstyle, but I really don't like Cyclone. Because, like, why am I so slow? Why 30% less movement speed? It's so annoying. And what's the idea with the coding? Why can't I just move where my mouse, you know... Like, what's the idea with the weird movement, guys? What's the point? But I mean, it's a very fun build outside of these two little things about Cyclone that makes it a bit annoying. Now, Blade Vortex stays for quite some time on bosses. You should like, I've killed the tier 7 Elder just now on stream, and yeah, so tier 7 Elder is down. Seems good. 150 exalt maybe I spent on this character, so tier 7 elder viable. But as you can see, this is a tier 16, you know, tier 16 elder map, and yeah, when you press your Blade Vortex, everything dies very smoothly. I mean, the build's good, it's just if you like Cyclone, you'll enjoy this build a lot more than I do, I must say. And it feels kind of bad. But I mean, I just kind of did want to try a cast on crit build because like everybody's talking about cast on crit and everybody's running some sort of cast on crit variant. People run cast on crit with bows, people run cast on crit with Cyclone. With a two-hand, people run cast on crit, Cyclone, Cosprey's Malice, with like Cossaday Shield. How are there more than 50 monsters in this map? It kind of beats me, I don't know. But apparently there are. Oh, look at that. We got an Uber Elder spawn at the center of the Atlas. Seems good. It only takes one map and then boom, Uber Elder. Seems pretty sweet. So this was the build. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine I'm going to be doing too many Uber Elders with this character. I'm sure the damage is there with Conk Effect. It's probably going to destroy. But my problem is, you know, being so close and Cyclone, such a disgusting movement skill. Like, yeah, I don't enjoy it very much, I must say. It feels kind of bad to spend so much money and then not even enjoying the build. But, you know, this is where we are. I'm going to play this for a few days. I'm going to move on. What I want to do is cast while channeling with charge dash. So we'll think about something like that. In the meantime, that's the build idea. Check out Mathiel. He made a very similar character to mine. And my build is based on his idea, basically, and you can check out and see what he did. Also, lower weave feels good, man. Thanks for watching. See you next time.